Okay, everybody. Well, welcome to another edition of SauvBlancTV. I'm Brian Diaz with Summertime in a Glass, and have the pleasure of welcoming Michael Scholz, who's the winemaker at St. Supéry up in the Napa Valley. And this is part of our focus on Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc, our spotlight that we're talking about this month. Welcome, Michael. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Brian. It's great to be here, and thanks for having us as part of the program.
Absolutely. Love to have you guys on board. And I had the good fortune of meeting Michael on International Sauv Blanc Day in May, and we chatted a bit in San Francisco. And Michael, can you tell us a little bit about how you found yourself where you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, I am Australian. I grew up in a great part of Australia, in the Barossa Valley, which is a very renowned wine district, and did grow up in a vineyard, so been involved in the business in some fashion always. But you know, after I studied winemaking, I made some wine in Australia for a number of years, and then I sort of headed around the world looking to understand international wine scene. And on the way, an opportunity came up, and one thing led to another, and I landed on my feet here at St. Supéry, and just have had a fabulous time ever since I've been here. Because Supéry is a fantastic cellar, and we have some great vineyards, and it's been great. And that's the short story of how I ended up here in California.
Excellent. That's great. And how long have you been in California?
20 years. I've been here for quite a while. So I started here in about 90. Well, my first time here was 91, but I've actually lived here since about 94.
And did you immediately start as the winemaker, or did you sort of work your way up through the company a bit?
No, I came into St. Supéry as winemaker. So I was very fortunate. I got a great opportunity to come in here, and it was, you know, like it's a fabulous company, and great for someone like myself. It's an aspiration to be a winemaker, because we have some brilliant vineyards. And St. Supéry, you know, we're an estate winery, so we get to manage all of our vineyards. We decide how we farm, what we do to make the bottles of wine we do, which is, you know, you can't get a better opportunity than that.
Excellent. Well, and as you know, one of the things that we're talking about here with our spotlight on Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc, and the title of our campaign here is called Napa's Other Sauvignon, because of course a lot of people out there know a lot about the other Sauvignon, being Cabernet Sauvignon. But can you tell me a little bit about, just in a general sense, in the Napa Valley, the role that Sauvignon Blanc has played and is currently playing?
Well, Sauvignon Blanc actually seems to be an increasingly important grape in the Napa, and you know, Napa's quite a diverse place, depending whether you're in the south part or the north part, what you can grow. But Sauvignon Blanc, certainly in mid-valley, up into the north end of the valley, Sauvignon Blanc's been doing very, very well. We see a lot of interest in it, a lot of great wines being made, and I think that that Sauvignon Blanc's quite a versatile grape. You can grow in a lot of different places and make different types of wine. For example, the New Zealanders make a very different wine than we do with the same grape. We have great soils, great location, great Mediterranean influence from the coast here, where we have incredibly cold waters, which creates very cool nights, where we have good warm days with an excellent amount of sunshine, which allows excellent ripening. And I think that's what leads the grape to working well here. Allows us to make a more ripe style of Sauvignon Blanc, and I think there's a lot of people enjoying that opportunity in Napa today.
Excellent. And Michael, and since you know we touched on it very well in the general sense in the Napa Valley, at St. Supéry, what are you striving for, and what are you all up to with your Sauvignon Blanc program? Obviously, there's a variety of style out there within the valley and across California. What are you guys looking to accomplish?
Yeah.
Well,
what is your location?
What we're doing at St. Supéry is we're trying to create a wine that is a tank fermented style. So we're not trying to incorporate oak into what we're doing. We're trying to just have a fruit-dominated wine, a fruit-forward approach. And you know, you say there are a lot of different styles. Out there, and there's people that are incorporating Semillon into their blends. There's people that are incorporating oak into their blends, incorporating time on lees, surly maturation, and so forth. But what we're doing is we're trying to keep our style somewhat simple and rest on the laurels of the fruit, and that is what we can achieve in the vineyard, and that's the fruit profile, the flavour profile. We get out there, and so forth. We try to grow that correctly, ensure it's correctly ripe to get the correct flavours. And then we harvest it at night, so it's cold. We bring it into the cellars. We try to capture that and maintain that nice bright fruit. We tank ferment to keep that clean approach, and when the wine's finished, that's what it is. It's a fruit-driven wine that's quite bright. We maintain good acidity in the wine and have a wine that's quite bright and crisp, but not steely like some of the cooler climate wine-growing regions of the world. We're looking for our wine to be have good volume, shows crisp acid, but not a hard steely acid. So we want to see more flavour forward, and that to be the dominant part of the wine.
Great. So are you talking about getting maybe a slightly higher level of ripeness, pushing into that kind of pear and melon kind of range, or is it kind of a vintage to vintage consider? Obviously, that would, I would think, be the case, but is that kind of where you're going, a brighter tropical fruit characteristic?
Yeah, we probably don't quite go to the tropical side, although we will see a little bit of that melon in our wine. We typically are going beyond that. We're going beyond green pepper jalapeno, which Sauvignon Blanc can do if you leave it less, if you harvest it less ripe. And we're going towards more of a citrus, grapefruit, green lime, lemon or lemon rind type of flavour, and that's what we're seeing. Part of the reason we see that is because we have good sunshine in California, so we have, our ripeness is more enhanced in the grape because of our climate. So it is by default a little that you get that, and then as a winemaker you have the opportunity to make a decision how far you push that ripeness, and we certainly try to push that ripeness to go a little further beyond the green spectrum of Sauvignon Blanc, and when I say that, while still enjoying the grapefruit green lime approach, and that's very much what Saint-Supéry Sauvignon Blanc's about. And we do have harvest variation, season variation, but because we're a state and because our Sauvignon Blanc comes from the same vines or the same blocks every year, it actually has a great similarity year by year. So our wine is fairly consistent because we have the same place every year, same location.
Excellent. So, Michael, since we're, as you mentioned, the consistency, and we're now really on the cusp here of the 2014 harvest, I'm assuming you've been out checking things out. How do things look, and how do you feel about this year?
Well, been an interesting year. It's been a very dry year, so we're a little short on rainfall, although we did have some a little early in the year, but the winter was very dry. We were very concerned about having a heavy frost season, but we didn't get a bad frost season, so that was a great blessing, and a fantastic situation there. And so, in actual fact, while we've had some curveballs thrown along the way, the result we're seeing right now is really strong. The crop load on the vines at the minute looks good. I don't think it's quite as much as perhaps the last 2 years, but that's okay. It's still a good season at this stage, and we have a way to go yet, but at the moment things got quite strong. The summer started out warm, and which is nice. That allows a good even ripening. We of course get the cold nights. That's just what we get in Napa. That's part of the beauty of Napa, and it's a strength to our grape growing. But now in this week we've had some very warm weather. That's going to continue into next week. Not hot to being extremely difficult, but just quite hot the last week. But that's going to speed things along a touch, but then it's going to cool down in about a week's time. So that will even it out, and at the moment we are looking quite strong, providing our season continues to bring this nice warm summer, and that the high heat doesn't go too long. Excellent.
Well, Michael, as we close, and again, thank you for visiting with us today. Can you tell folks where they can find you online, where they can come pay you a visit in the tasting room and taste all your great wines, including the Sauvignon Blanc?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you're going to come and visit us, which we'd love you to come and visit us because we have a great place to come and visit, great tasting room, and we've got some really cool wines to check out. Right, and amongst our vineyards here, we're right on Highway 29 in Napa, actually in Rutherford. Our street address is 8440 St. Helena Highway, or Highway 29, whichever you wish to call it. And if you want to go online and find us, go to www.saintsupéry.com, and that's Saint-Supéry, STSUPERY.com.
Great. So again, folks, Sauvignon Blanc TV, and we've been visiting with Michael Scholz, who's the winemaker at Saint-Supéry there in Napa. Michael, hey, thanks for taking time out of the day to talk with us.
Thanks, Brian. It was great talking to you. Thanks for having us.
Excellent. Thanks, man.
Okay, bye.